Welcome to Soccer on Spanish Fork 17. It's Women's Spring Soccer, Adult Women's Spring Soccer 2018, and we're here for the 10 a.m. game. We have a guest with us, Hayden Nielsen, who's a Maple Mountain High School senior and has coached 5th and 6th grade girls city soccer. Hayden, welcome.
Thank you, it's great to be here.
And we had a great game watching the top of table Crazy Cleats versus Back At It game, but Crazy Cleats had too few players to finish the game and they had to concede. But the game immediately following is another very interesting one as far as the contest is concerned, is it not?
Yeah, it's Married with Children versus Muddy Mommas.
And both of those teams have yet to win a game, which means that since they're playing each other, one of them is going to win a game, are they not?
Yeah, because there's no ties in this league. They will do PKs if it's tied at the end, so no matter what, we will have one team with a win.
So one of these teams is going to change position. No doubt about it. They're going to move up over the other. Why does that matter? Because the contest that happens after the regular league season includes placements that are based on your positions among the standings on the 7-game regular league. So this is going to make a difference for one of these teams in terms of how hard their first game in the contest is it not?
Yes, and with one game left to go after this game, it could even move them further up the standings, all the way up to like middle of the standings, which would play them
that would be a big change.
Yes, that would be very
impressive. So an important game for both of these teams. David and Hayden here at Spanish Fork Sports Park, and we're here for Adult Women's Soccer 2018.
We're good.
Welcome to Soccer on Spanish Fork 17. It's Adult Women's Spring Soccer in 2018, and it's June 6th. We have a guest with us today, June 2nd in fact, Hayden Nielsen from Maple Mountain. He's a senior at Maple Mountain High School and he's coached 5th and 6th grade girls city soccer, and we're here for the Married with Children and Muddy Mammas game. Hayden, welcome.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here today.
It's getting hot now.
It is getting very warm, but it's just such a nice day. There's not even a cloud in the sky.
We got a little bit of wind, which has got a little bit of a chill on it, and the temperature's probably getting up towards the 60s. So is it spring or is it summer?
I'd say it's still spring.
Still spring, that's what I would have said myself. So the game that we have today is Muddy Mammas playing in yellow and Married with Children playing in black. Now this is a crucial game, is it not?
No, it's a very crucial game, because both teams are at 0 wins, and in the standings they can move themselves up a little bit for their tournament that will take place in the next couple weeks.
Yep, there is one more week of regular play and then there's a contest, and the contest positions are chosen based on the standings, and all games have a winner. So there's no way of tying this. So one of these teams is going to be in a better position than the other, guaranteed at the end of this at the end of this game. Is that not true?
And that is perfectly true. And it's even a great opportunity to get high because they play one more game. So they could even, the winner of this game could essentially put themselves up half the standings table. So
true, because they still have next week as well. Well, one of the interesting things here as we look at it is that the game that was on earlier in the morning between the Crazy Cleats and Back At It, the Crazy Cleats at the top of the table only had 5 players on the field, and just looking at it right now and counting, I see for the Muddy Mammas there are only 5 players on the field.
And that could, and as we saw in the last game, it probably means that they're going to be running around less, they're going to get tired, there's no substitutions. Married with Children has a substitution that they could even use, so they might not need to use their timeout as much. They might need to they can run a lot more, and we'll have to see how it goes.
Let the ball do the work for them. Well, that's what we have to wait and see. Cross comes in right away, but it's taken by the keeper. So Muddy Mammas then with possession at the goal. I've heard it said that the Married with Children goalkeeper is a very good goalkeeper. Now, interestingly, to have lost all your games so far but still be a good goalkeeper, that's probably going to make a big difference in this. If these two teams get to the point where they're shooting, which Muddy Mammas were just about to do, is put out for the corner. Muddy Mammas and taking the corner on the near side. A little bit of rough surfaces here on the field as well, so you've got to be careful where you play the ball at times so that you don't end up with it changing direction all of a sudden. So our referee for the game is Al Odermatt, and we give thanks to him on behalf of the city. Short corner taken in, put up in the air, just needs a head. Can't get it clear, got to get it going.
And she's got a runner going up the middle. Let's see if she can get
Can
it.
she
to
switch sides over to that? No, she gets bogged down there. There's a cross, and it goes behind.
Look like a shot.
I think it probably was intended as one or the other, but
One or the other.
what we really needed was it to switch sides a lot earlier and keep possession but move forward. So the goal kick stays low off the back. Muddy Mommas with possession through the centre, going down the right.
She's able
Chance of
to
the run,
get around the
and the defenders in
player
there.
efficiently, but she couldn't keep the ball as it. She ended up turning it over a little bit too much on the first touch.
So, manager children with the throw goes out for a second one. So they get that long throw down the line. Is that what they're going to go for? Yep, looks like it. Long throw down the line. So goes out for yet another throw. Sounds like we're recording in a telephone box.
Yeah. And it looks like she's going to be able to have a shot.
And the goalkeeper's there. Hands right on it, gets out, takes the ball after the deflection.
And if Married with Children can have some people go into that box after a shot, they might be able to get one of those rebounds, because this is the second time that the keeper has spilled the save.
Yep.
So
That's
if
just
they
going to
can-
be about being quick and getting the control and the shot. So if they've got 4 players in the box at the time, that's going to be a big opportunity. Here they come again. Oh, comes off the post.
Looked like that one was going in from our point of view, and it
Sure
just,
did. They try again, over the top,
Ooh,
out to the left. So
that was a great opportunity for them right now, but
if they can place that ball against the goalpost, they can place that ball into the far corner versus the keeper anytime.
and it looked
They
like
just
it
gotta keep
actually
going.
took a deflection on the way out, so it'll be a corner kick
Yep.
for the Married with Children team.
So Married with Children with that corner on the near side. In the black shirts, they're going to be picking up a lot of the sun's energy. It's going to be hot in those ones. They have the shot, the deflection, and the clearance as well from Muddy Mommas. But it goes straight back out to Married with Children on the right side. They have 3 players in the box, trying to find a way through. They need to get it in the air. Short one,
Ooh.
and low, and it just goes out for the goal kick.
Tried to take it first time, and the touch just failed her a little bit, but they'll have another shot. They'll have more opportunities, as they've already got 5 shots. Only 2 have been on goal, though.
And that's only been in a couple of minutes as well. So, goal kick. What kind of distance can we get on this? That's probably going to be one of the big parts of it for the Muddy Mommas. They need the long clearances and then make Married with Children do all the running. They have space on the right, they take it. No offside in the game, but it goes out.
And interesting to say that Married with Children has already used one of their substitutions. They have unlimited substitutions, but they're already just switching players in and out at will.
Everyone gets a rest, as needed.
They can go get a drink of water if they need. It's tough for Muddy Mommas not having any substitutions.
Plus the player down. That's, both ways that's not going to be good.
That's the biggest.
So they switch. Married with Children, taking it forward. Out the left, through the centre. They have space on the right. They need to make more. They had the runner on the left, but it was just a little bit slow. They tried to put the ball into the centre. Goes out, it's not long enough clearance. So, Married with Children again. 3-2 in the box. Put it into the centre. Chance for the shot. It's right on that rough part of the field. There's a shot. Deflection puts it out. And it's going to be a corner on the near side.
It looks like she could have taken maybe 1 or 2 more touches in, tried to get around the player, but ended up for a shot on the edge of the box, and it took the deflection.
Corner comes in. Nobody there with the head. It's going to go out to the far side for the throw-in by the looks of it. Or is it still in play? No, it's out. Muddy Mommas with the throw-in. They just let it walk out on its own, which is good thinking. By a bit of time. So they go forward. The one player they have forward. She takes possession, but just passes it back. She gets it back.
Now she has a chance here.
Yep.
Maybe
She
get
needs
it
to
back
make the
into the
run.
middle.
Needs to make the run. Oh, she has someone forward now, but she...
Oh,
all these
deflection.
deflections are not working well. So,
Trying to clear it.
Married with Children is standing right on the line.
Oh,
What are we
there
going to
she
get
goes.
the no free kick? They
This
put it
ends
out
up
for the throw. There's only
playing
two
it out of
players
bounds.
forward. Just noticed that Muddy Mamma's forward asking players to come forward with her at this point because of the throw.
Maybe try to play some possession.
Goes into the centre, goalkeeper's there. Now I've heard that the Married with Children goalkeeper is a good keeper and certainly saw some solid hands there.
Uh-huh. Was able to snatch that one out of there before any damage could be done.
Yep. So, it'll go for another corner. Muddy Mamma's playing safe. Corner on the far side. Starting to get the skeeters coming out of the river at when it only being what 11 a.m. 10 a.m. 11 a.m. 10 a.m. I think.
10 a.m.
So it's going to be a little bit irritating here and there on the field.
Sure, well, if you see any players slapping their arms or anything, you know why.
Oh, and that one doesn't come on field. So it's a goal kick. Married with Children with the goal kick. And a timeout taken. So we'll take a short break and then we'll come back and give some analysis before we go into the remainder of the game. So it's David Hayden at the Women's Spring Soccer here at Spanish Fork Sports Park on Volunteer Drive, and we're watching the game between Married with Children and Muddy Mammas. We're currently in a timeout, and the thing that's got to be said is that one of these teams changes position relative to the other because they both have the same number of wins and one of them comes away with more because every game has a winner is the style that we play. But what's got to be said is that Muddy Mammas are playing with 5 players hidden. That's really making a difference to what we're seeing on the field, is it not?
It really is. The majority of possession has been in the Muddy Mammas half, and they've been able to avoid any goals so far. There was one shot that
Off the post.
took off the post. It looked like it was going to go in and unluckily hit the post, but that keeps us at 0-0.
But Married with Children have that extra player. They have 6 players. The game is 6 aside and Muddy Mammas have 5 players here. So as a consequence, it's looking harder for Muddy Mammas. They do have a good forward, it's got to be said. The lady that's playing forward has got some good ball skill, it's got to be said.
She does have some good ball skills, and it'll be interesting to see if she can maybe turn around and add 0. And it's only one opportunity you really need, and then maybe you can even just sit back and defend with that.
All it takes is a surprise
Yeah.
and you're ahead. So as much as we see more of the game in the possession of Married with Children, I don't think that's telling us who's going to win this at this point yet. It's still 0-0.
0-0, and teams are still looking for their first win of their season.
And the ball has been at both ends, so it's been in front of both goals. So I think fair to say that as much as the appearance of the game is one way, I don't think it is a real reflection of what's going on here. Both of these teams have a good chance.
Yes, it's very equal. It'll just be, I think that Muddy Mammas just have to work the ball up the field instead of just trying to have those last-ditch efforts, try to just see if they can kick the ball far. Instead, maybe just play with possession a little bit, make Married with Children chase them, make them worn out a little bit. It'll take longer to wear them out, but you can still wear them out even a little bit. And if you can make them chase the ball more, pass the ball around, then you might be able to equal out the tiredness of both teams.
Well, one thing is Married with Children do have a substitute, so they have the chance to take a rest as well as individually players have a chance to take a rest as well as the timeout. Each team having 1 timeout per half. So referee Odermatt blows for the teams to come back on. So the at this point. The other thing that could be said, I think, is that Married with Children, I've heard it said they have a good goalkeeper. That might make the difference as well. If we have somebody who's playing good in goal, you've still got to beat the goalie at the end.
Yeah, even if you get one lucky opportunity, you get that one-on-one with the goalie, you have to be able to slot it past her. And so far she's been very efficient. She's only had to really touch the ball once or twice, but she hasn't spilled the ball at all, whereas
good point.
Muddy Mommas, she hasn't made any big mistakes yet, but there has been a couple times where she spilled the ball a little bit, and if
taking the energy out of it and then going and taking the ball on the ground.
But that could be risky because if there is a runner-up going in, then they can just slot the ball in. But so far, both goalkeepers have been good, and there's
certainly
really
not
been
been beat. That's the crucial part. So I believe we're going to be taking a goal kick in a moment, judging by where the ball is. Referee looks to his watch and don't see what we're waiting for at this point. So it's Married with Children 0, Muddy Mommas 0 here at Spanish Fork Sports Park on Spanish Fork 17. David and Hayden covering the game, and it looks like they have 6 now. Muddy Mommas now have 6 players. So it looks like someone extra has arrived. Or I'm counting the referee in yellow.
Yep, you're counting the referee in yellow. That can be a little bit of a pain. There's still 5.
Yep,
5 for
right.
Muddy Mommas.
Those stripes should be a giveaway. So it's over on the far side. Goes out for the throw. Married with Children. They have a good style of throwing down the line and keeping possession, moving it forward, just using the ball to do the work. They put it through the centre.
They got to run on the right side. Oh, and they'll go down to the right side. Let's see if she can keep it in.
She needs to bring it to the centre of the field, though. And it comes high. Not high enough. Needs to be a bit higher.
A little bit behind.
But now they have 2 in the centre. The player there needs to get a turn, put it through at ground level. And there's the footprints from...
There's a chance for... Oh, nope. She got to the ball first. It looks like she was going to have a chance. It's also... I also didn't notice that Married with Children has a player playing back far, so even if there is a run that goes over the top...
They have someone covering.
They have someone covering, which is very smart against this team because they can play with 4 against 4 essentially, but they do have the backup player.
Yes. So, goal kick it is. Muddy Mommas,
Nice
long
kick
one.
over the top.
Good work. This is this good forward that we were talking about earlier that the Muddy Mommas have. She plays it off the defender and gets a corner.
And it looked like that went right below her hand. That could have been risky.
Yeah.
You got to be careful they're keeping their hands down because if you get a penalty, that could be very...
That's all it'll take.
Yeah.
It's just that one goal, then you can defend the game.
But Married with Children's goalkeeper is very lengthy, to say. She's tall. It would be interesting to see if she did do well against a penalty.
Runaway coming. But Married
got to run down the
Children a
middle
little
and
too
she
slow.
goes in.
She's got the space in the centre, but it's not strong enough. Oh, this one's better. So long run, lots of space. Married with Children on the right.
3 on 1. 3 on 2 now.
Ball in. Oh, the ball needed to go over the defender. So they try again, and it's just a deflection. It's got to be better. It's got to be more than that. Straight at them at ground level. The defender's got to be beaten. It's going to have to be over the head. So, Muddy Mommas then can't keep possession. In front of goal. They try again.
Ooh.
Looks like they've
Not long
swapped
enough.
positions on the forwards. Yeah, that's been one of the major problems. Is a lot of these passes are just not linking up.
And when there is no offsides, you really can have a player just go and kind of cherry
Shot.
pick.
There it is.
There's the first one.
So, Married with Children 1, Muddy Mommas 0. Here at Spanish Fork, shot taken from just about the edge of the box.
Point blank range.
What's that?
Point blank range. It was just
there was no one
You
to...
really couldn't miss there.
Yeah, you only had the goalkeeper there, and that was not so hard because there was lots of space on the right side. So it is kickoff then. Muddy Mommas taking their time getting up to the centre point. Referee looks to his watch.
We're now 1-0 in the first half still.
Mm-hmm.
There's still one timeout remaining in this half. and
Oh,
just
that's clever. Against a good goalkeeper, maybe not the best idea of all, but it was a clever idea to just try and beat the keeper from the centre spot.
Hey, get your stats up though. That's their first. That's their
crucial.
first shot on goal.
Yep. So then, married with children, with possession. Chance to go out right. You switch. Still with possession. Long one, into the box. They can't turn it. Muddy Mommas. Down the right. Pass into the centre, but there's 3 defenders there.
3 defenders on 1. That was never gonna work.
No. Deflection. And they still have it.
They got
Married with
it
children. Chance of a shot, it's too wide.
too wide to the left, but it did look like it. It wasn't too bad of a shot. It was never gonna go in at that one, but
Might have beat the keeper if there was more space, if the keeper was at the other side, and it had been on centred and goal. So the goal kick. Married with children again. Right in front of goal, 1-on-1. Oh,
amazing. That was a tough save.
Goalkeeper did a good job to get down there in front of it and block it. But managed with children coming again. And the shot in front of goal.
Ooh.
That was another good one. It was just like the previous one. This time the goalkeeper was much further away from it. It curved away from the post on the outside, but it was still a chance of going in just on the edge of goal.
Just barely missed him, maybe a couple feet.
Yep. So I think there's some of the players here aren't aware that there's no offside. I saw some instructions, some of them claiming offside, and others telling them no offside. But just for everyone watching, there's no offside in the game. 6 aside, high-speed contest, and out it goes for the throw-in. Muddy Mommas in on the near side with the throw. So they have 2 players forward at this point. Covered well, but not for long enough. Manage the children. They have possession. Put it through the centre.
Interesting to say, the player on the ball right now has been all over the field today. She has been left, right. She's done very well in this game.
Good runner. Good shot.
And a beautiful shot. Talking about being very good today. She has a beautiful shot that hits the bottom of the crossbar. Pretty unsavable right there.
Pretty much, yep, that was beautifully done. And they had all that space on the right as well. They a little bit of space and time in the middle, and that's well done. So it's Married with Children 2, Muddy Mommas 0 here in the first half. It's Spanish Fork Soccer.
Now, although Muddy Mommas is playing down to
They're going for that long kick again.
down a person. Kick won't work this time either, but although they're down a player, 2-0 lead I think is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
The one to depend on, and you give up.
Yep, because if Muddy Mama scores 1 goal, they have a little bit of momentum. They think they can get back into it.
Just on the outside.
And then they score that 2nd goal, they've got all the momentum, maybe even score that 3rd. Like, it's a reach, but I think 2-0 lead could be the most dangerous lead in a soccer game.
Right. So the goal kick it is. Down the right. Not far enough. So, Married with Children. Long shot.
Ooh, into the left.
Goalkeeper was probably beat, but if it'd been closer to the corner position at the top, crossbar and post. But nonetheless, you still have to get it on target. So goal kick it is. I think what we're going to need to see for Muddy Mommas here is the shorter clearances. Use somebody, keep possession, try and link up.
I think it's crucial that Muddy Mommas...
They have it now.
don't give up the third goal before halftime. I think they've got to get to the half with only a 2-0 lead.
That's a good defense there. Still going in at it. So, but you got to get back. It's one-on-one for the goalkeeper now. Oh, very unfortunate shot. Goes out for the goal kick. The defender had nearly half the field to run to get back there for that, and just as she got back, the shot was taken. If it had been taken just a moment before.
And the player really wanted that right foot there on the shot. She did. I think if she took that on the left foot, she might have had a better chance, but as it stands, she took it on the right and it went right.
So Margaret's Children straight at the keeper, and there's that deflection save again. Oh, ooh. Defender beaten by accident, I think we could say there.
It's a little bit of a swing and a miss, but the goalie was...
This is better for the goal, getting this clearance into possession.
See, now run with it a little bit.
Yep. Win on the right, get past on the right, that's what they need. Go, speed, that's it.
There you go. Now she's got to get the
Muddy
shot.
Mommas with the shot.
Ooh.
Oh, the angle's not enough.
And it'll go out for a throw-in.
Yep.
Now,
so,
if she had a player in the box, that would have been a perfect ball. Just went across.
Deflection, just take the energy out of it and put it in a 90-degree change of direction straight into goal.
I really think Muddy Mommas needs to come out with a little bit more aggression to be able to get a goal back.
Yes.
Need to use some of that speed.
And let's just say that on the far side touch line, just beyond it by a couple of feet, is Spanish Fork River and the swamp this side of it. So someone else will get that ball in a little bit. We get on with the game with using the spare balls.
Maybe Shrek will go get that one in the swamp.
Oh, look at this. That was perfect. She gets another chance at it. Shot, not enough power.
Goalie just kicks it.
And this is the forward that seemed to be such a good forward.
Yes. Yeah. Able to keep the ball in on the left side. She's got 3-on-1. This is a great opportunity.
Margaret's Children, I beg your pardon. They've got lots of space for the pass here. Goes for the shot and straight in it goes.
And there's that 3-0.
So from here it's just coasting. That's the danger.
We don't want this to get too out of hand, but...
Well, what that would do for the standings is that Margaret's Children would go from no wins to 1 win, whereas Muddy Mommas would stay on no wins. The outcome being that for the final contest that happens after next week's games, the Margaret's Children get a better game. So, looks like we're having another timeout here, I believe it is. Not sure if it's half time or if it's a timeout, but we'll take a break and we'll be back with a little bit more analysis before the game resumes. So it's half time here in the game between Married with Children and Muddy Mommas. David and Hayden at Women's Spring Soccer in Spanish Fork. We got about a 3-minute break. Now, the thing that comes up now is that Muddy Mommas have been playing with 5, Hayden, and Married with Children playing with 6. It's a 6-a-side game. Married with Children winning 3-0 on the first half. Can they just run away with it now?
I think they can. I think they could even maybe let off the gas a little bit, make sure that this one doesn't get too out of hand, but
let Muddy Mommas do all the work.
Did you get the start of the game?
Maybe get one more goal just to make sure. 3-0 lead is pretty safe, but
still recoverable.
Yeah. Really? If one team can score 3-0 in a half, why can't the other team score 3?
In the other half. Good point. Well, I guess his tiredness would make the big difference between the two. But what's it going to take then if you're coaching Muddy Mommas to tell them what are they going to need to be thinking going into the second half? Make use of that forward.
I think he's going to make use of that forward on the right side, and I think when she has the ball, she's always looking for the runs in the middle, but there's nobody running for her. I think if she has someone to pass to, maybe.
So they've got to be thinking when she gets possession, somebody's got to go up to back her up in the center.
Yes, and then on defense, you've got to be more aggressive when they're coming down. you can't back away from the player with the ball. You have to go and attack the player with the ball and maybe hope for a mistake. Because when it was 3-on-1, the defender backed up almost all the way into the goal. But if she came out, she could have had a chance to stop that goal.
Big worry when you're looking at 3-on-1, though. I mean,
Yes,
you're the only defender.
There's not too much you can do.
No, that is very true. And I guess looking at the two goalkeepers, we've seen safe hands from Married with Children. She takes possession of the ball, whereas Muddy Mommas, one of the things we see is that she takes a power out of the ball and then takes possession when the ball's on the ground.
Which
That's
is
been the
dangerous, but there hasn't been any...
Nothing's come of it yet.
Nothing's come of it yet, but something could come of it very soon.
So that's the difference that you see between these two teams. Married with Children 3, Muddy Mommas 0. Married with Children playing in black and Muddy Mommas playing in yellow. Our referee Al Odermatt brings the teams back on the field, and we're just about to get into the second 22-minute half here at Volunteer Drive, Spanish Fork Sports Park. So one of the things, another thing is that after the goals, one of the things we've seen that Muddy Mommas have tried to do is score from the kickoff.
Which isn't the best option, but
if you've got the power, it might work.
The first time, I think it caught the goalie off guard a little bit, but the other two times it just
hasn't worked. It looks to me like that's what they're going to try here. So referee calls the teams to order, and we're underway.
And they
they take possession. That's better. This is more like it. Into the centre, chance in the shot
already. And
defense is there. It's a little too long on the pass. So Married with Children. That's a fast run into the centre, but it's not strong enough.
Oh, but it does make it.
Crosses over to the far side. There's no one there to take it from that close to the touchline.
Now I think what be crucial is maybe even if Muddy Mommas adds another forward, because they really have nothing to lose on that defensive side. If you add another forward, you have that extra player. Right now they're only playing with that one forward, maybe a attacking midfielder they're playing with, but
they almost get it through again to that one forward. But yes, you got a good point. What difference does 4-0 make?
Yeah.
So here come Married with Children. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. The shot doesn't have enough energy, and the keeper takes it. So
and a quick outlook. We got a 2-on. Well, now we got a 2-on-3.
Oh, the pass isn't accurate enough.
Maybe what she's got to do next time is try to dribble a little bit more, try to get more into the attacking half, and
so she has more opportunity, more control. Straight at the goalkeeper. So Married with Mommas with the clearance, long one.
See if it can bounce over. Nope. Good knee to keep the ball from getting over.
If it bounced over the head and then that forward, there she goes. She makes a run. It's 1-on-1. Can she make it before the defense recovers? The kick's too far out.
She was able to get around the defender well. She was able to use her quickness to have the opportunity, but the shot just failed her a little bit.
Yeah. And it was also another one that would have looked great if it had someone running in to make the deflection.
Yes, of course.
So, Married with Children then. 2-on-2. Front of goal, still trying to beat the defense.
A nice move to get around the defender.
But the other one covered, so they need to get the long one down the line. No, that's not the way, but it does beat the attacker. Shot then. And it's taken. Another one where it was
well, spilled a little bit, but
it's much better than the previous ones. It's got to be
just spilled right in front of her.
And I got to say that those clearances from the Muddy Mommas goalkeeper have nearly always gone to that forward on the right side over there.
But when she has cleared, they have been very good. Like clearances, they have made it to her.
Yeah. So a long throw. Forward takes it. That's
there's nobody
there.
There's no players on this on our side of the half, so maybe even if one of the defenders comes over, they can have a chance to even have a run if they just come up the left side
and even have time to recover because of the gap we've got here right now. Goal kick it is.
Muddy Mommas are just taking the shots. They're too far out. They need to get a little bit closer. They're passing when they're too far out.
Yeah.
their opportunities that they need are just not working for them.
They're not taking the ones that would work. Okay, so managers children on the side. Defender blocks it. And again, it's into the center. Remember, there's no offside, and the shot touched over by the goalkeeper.
Great save to be able to touch that one over. It looked like it was going in, and she was able to touch it just barely over.
That's what I'd have thought. Yep. So then, should be a corner on the near side. Oh no, far side. I beg your pardon.
It looks like Married with Children is even kind of playing this safe. They have 3 defenders playing. They're not willing to give up even one goal.
What have they got to lose? So, corner into the center. Second chance at it, and that
side netting
goes out to the side netting and the goal kick. So goal kick for Muddy Mommas. 2 defenders there. They really need to let one of those defenders slip forward on this left side.
This was maybe one of the first clearances that haven't gone to that sneaky forward.
But the pass gets there.
The ball
so it's
does
about
make
her
her
for
way
the run.
there.
There she goes. She beats it. Muddy Mommas with the shot. It's too far out. It's a good shot.
And
She did a good job to make herself the space.
I think as soon as that other defender comes and helps, she gets a little nervous maybe and just takes the shot, maybe rushes it a little bit. I think she has the skill set to maybe even
beat the defender,
and then maybe beat the goalie, but she hasn't been able to do that yet.
Another save there from Married with Children. So it'll be another corner. And temperature probably in the 60s here at Spanish Fork Sports Park. A little bit of wind out of the north, so the wind's got a little bit of chill in it, but it's only 5 miles an hour and it's not gusting a lot, so we're not getting the wind changing the game in any way.
And the Married with Muddy Momma's goalkeeper has been pretty well today. The 3 goals, maybe
beaten on them,
but they were very well taken shots.
Yeah.
So they are very hard to take, but she has done very well on a couple of these saves to be able to put them over the top.
And then again, as well as which, she's probably saved something like 5 or 6 shots already. So certainly this is not a 9-0 game.
No. I think Muddy Mommas just needs to figure out how to take a little bit more possession, because it's not that they have problem getting into the attacking half, it's that when they get there they're giving the ball up too easily, or their shots aren't on target.
Yeah. So Married with Children put it out to the right in front of goal. Angles tight. Defender's there now. Defender gets clearance.
Good defense right there to make sure it doesn't sneak through all the way. Let's see if she can just kick this. Oh no.
Married with Children then. They have the player forward. And it's straight at the goalkeeper.
Make a run. Kick it hard, Tally.
So the long clearance. This is about the run over the defender. This is the one that might make a difference. Goalkeeper comes out right at the edge of the box.
Do a good goalkeeping right there to make sure to not let the forward get the ball.
It's good thinking to anticipate that. So Married with Children again. They have the 1 player forward, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the 2 at the back. So the one thing they're getting is that their 2 midfield players are able to act as forwards as needed. So that goes out for the throw by the looks of the way things are occurring.
The game has slowed down a little bit. It looks like players from each team are getting tired, but
can't afford to if you're Muddy Mommas, can you?
Got to figure out a way to score a couple goals here.
And they give it away. Married with Children drop it back. Chance for the cross. There's somebody on the far side. Long one. Too far, too high.
Ooh, it looked like it had a chance to even chip the goalie there a little bit.
You know, you're right. It looked like it was going way over from the initial vertical climb on it, but it also dropped very fast and barely made it over the far top corner.
And when it drops like that, you could always could always hit the bottom of the crossbar maybe.
And sink in, still on the other side of the line.
Looked like a very close chip there.
Yep. So, Muddy Mommas then. Down the right.
Married with Children still playing with 3 defenders, so they're not really giving up any opportunities to Muddy Mommas.
Well, if they keep it that way, they could coast through this. They have one on the far side. Oh, almost beat the keeper. Well, it beat the keeper, but it almost was at an angle it would go in as well.
It looked like the keeper might have had that one covered. She had her hands up. It looked like
to let it go because she knew it was going away.
I think she might have known that one was going over.
That's good goalkeeping, not to give away the corner.
And the forward is able to, almost able to come around, but she keeps possession.
Yeah, another thing that Muddy Mommas might do is drop that forward back like they have right now, and work with her the whole distance, 3/4 of the field, do her own run. They have switched forwards. They have the other forward out in the lighter shirt. Long throw to her right now. Can't you get the shot? It's not enough power for the goalkeeper. Myra's Children calling for it down the right. They have a little bit of space there and the player on the far side. They need to go past. The defence has it. But they're turning and facing. It's just whoever can beat the other at this point. Myra's Children drop it back. Chance for the shot. Oh, making space. Not enough time, but they get the space anyway, and there's the shot.
And we got 4-0 now.
Yep.
Right there, behind you.
Myra's Children 4, Muddy Mommas 0. It's a long way back for Muddy Mommas now, is it not?
It looked like on that one, she was going to take the shot. She decided to bring it back to her left foot, and then she was able to open up space.
Yep.
And it was a pretty easy
Then it was
slide into the
one-on-one
goal.
with the goalkeeper, yep.
Just right into that left corner.
Yes.
We're calling a timeout.
Certainly look at lethargy amongst the Muddy Mommas team as they set the ball up there on the centre spot. They are taking a timeout, so we'll take a break and come back with a little bit of analysis before we get back into the game. And we're back during a timeout for women's spring soccer here at Spanish Fork. And it's Spanish Fork 17 covering Spanish Fork adult women's soccer. David and Hayden here. We're at one of the timeouts in the second half, and the score, Hayden.
4-0 right now. It's been a little bit.
Who's that?
It's 4. Sorry about that. It's 4-0 for Married with Children against Muddy Mommas.
Exactly. What is it to do? What can you recover from here?
I don't think there's much you can really do to recover. I think you can maybe get a goal or two for pride, but
That's at least worth it. Yeah. We have the referee approaching.
They just told the team was at full enough to practice taking outside shots.
Right.
You help them better than trying. You won't get it right.
So one of the things that we're getting from the referee, if you didn't overhear, is that the very good contests that they have in Spanish Fork City for all different levels of play, and we do have some good referees who have been properly educated as referees. Referee Al Odermatt tells us that what he's saying to managers' children at this point is that to try practicing their shots from tighter positions, wider angles, with the hope that what we don't get is a runaway.
we don't want to necessarily embarrass anybody. We want to just play for fun, and it's not fun when you're losing by 6 goals.
No, well, the good news is we're not there, so Muddy Mommas have got the chance to save a little pride by getting 1 or 2 goals. They have the forward that can do it, I'd say that.
They do have the forward that can do it. What will be interesting, though, is if she can keep her composure, because when she gets down there, it looks like she has the composure to get past the first 2 defenders, maybe, and then when it gets down to that last shot, she gets nervous, she hits the ball wide. If she can even get that shot on goal, that would be improvement, because I don't think she's had a shot on goal yet.
That's what it needs, is really just a shot that beats a keeper, because she's been in that position a couple of times, and all it needs to do is finalise, put it there. So the referee calls the teams back on the field from the timeout. It's Married with Children 4, Muddy Mommas 0, and it looks as if we have probably somewhere around half of the second half remaining, so not long left to do it, about 10 minutes or thereabouts. The Muddy Mammoths had swapped their forwards as we last saw it, but I think really the best forward is of the ladies in the centre circle right now, the one on the more vivid shirt. The one with the paler shirt is taking the place of forward for the moment.
And it's not like Muddy Mamas haven't had their opportunities. They definitely have had like a couple good opportunities. It's just that they can't put them away.
Yeah.
And the Married with Children's keeper is very good, and when you're just getting those shots that roll across the ground, you're going to need better than that.
Oh, cut back. It was in front of goal. All they needed was the runner there to connect.
And that's been another major problem for this game. They haven't been able to keep the... They haven't been able to do
Link
that.
up. Get the link up. Well, it's Married with Children coming forward. They're out on the wide right. Put it into the centre and Muddy Mamas need to get the clearance. Goes out for the
Smartly
throw.
just takes it out for the throw. There was nowhere that she could really turn that, so
Yeah, that was
just
all
goes
about
out for the
safety.
throw.
So making some space, dropping it back down the line. Okay.
Good defense
Muddy
there.
Mamas, yep, they keep possession. Chance to run. They only have one player forward. Another one running now.
Now it's a 3-on-3 opportunity. This is probably one of their better opportunities of the game. Let's see.
More options, but it goes to nowhere. It's
Mhm.
you have to count that as a shot, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. They needed to make the pass. So long
Perfect
clearance.
kick.
2-on-1 is how it looks.
And the
Married
forward
with
making
Children.
a run down.
Ooh.
And just barely misses.
Now that's something that we were seeing in the first half as well, is that they were getting the ball in front of goal but not making the connection to put it away.
It was a good shot, it just went a little bit wide to the right.
Mhm.
It looked like she had the opportunity to have that one go in, but it just didn't end up falling for her.
Yes. Well, sometimes it is just luck. So, Married with Children. Both teams playing for everything here. It's Spanish folk. It's one of these teams takes the better position coming out of this. They're both at the same position in the standings, and one of them wins, guaranteed, in this game.
And the wind picking up here a little bit. I don't think it'll have too much of an impact on the ball, but maybe it'll help the players cool down a little bit.
That could be the most useful thing it'll give. Oh, the pass isn't long enough. Ball forward. Goalkeeper
And the
coming to it.
goalkeeper looks like, oh, the goalkeeper barely beats the forward out there. That was kind of dangerous, but very smart from the goalkeeper to be able to.
And if the forward had if the forward had retained possession, it was an open goal.
Oh yeah.
Goalkeeper a long way out is again.
And the good thing about this game is, even though it's not necessarily a competitive game, being 4-0, the players all look like they're just having a good time.
That's
Looks
what
like
it's
they're all
about.
having fun.
Well, that's really what the city hopes to see in these contests. It's not about a fight. It's certainly about enjoyment. And soccer's such a great game with a lot of buzz to it.
The beautiful game it being, you just got to make sure you're having fun doing it, otherwise it's not worth playing.
Yes. So, Muddy Mamas with possession. They have a player in the centre. They make the pass.
They've got the forwards on the right side unmarked. Let's see if they can get
If
it
they
to
can make
her.
that pass.
They do make
Good
the
one.
pass.
Control's not there. 3 defenders. Oh,
Ooh.
the angle's not enough.
The angle looked to be tight there. Might have been a better option to see if she can slot it across the middle, although there wasn't too much there either, but
At least it would have been a fight for the contact. So, Married with Children. Coming forward on the right, they have a player in the centre, but they can't beat the defender. They have another chance at it.
defenders
Defender.
getting back.
And the shot taken from the angle, easily taken. That's better goalkeeping.
That is
than
better
we've seen.
goalkeeping, able to just control it right away.
That one's way too long though, there's nobody there for it.
Takes the bounce over the first defender.
But here's this good forward. She's got to be really worn out by now.
She has to be. She's been running all over the place on defense too.
She gets a shot, but it's a little too far again.
Easy job for the referee today, though. I think he hasn't had to make a call yet, so.
No, there's not been any offensive play, that's for sure. few throw-ins, few corners, and that's about it. And the shot. And it's a little wide. Goalkeeper lets it go for the goal kick.
They are taking those wider shots, and it looks like they're having a little bit of difficulty with them. And they're either shooting them right at the goalie or they are going wide.
But that's got to mean then that maybe if they had been right in front of goal, we could be looking at another 2.
Yep.
Well, good on the referee for keeping it a competitive game. Oh, that forward.
Just
For
keeping this
the
fun.
Mighty Mommas. There's no foul.
No foul
Goes down the
there.
right. The forward's got to get into the centre.
2 on 1, 2 on 2 right here.
No offside. Don't forget. They need the cross.
And good defense there to be able to
Just get the deflection.
get the deflection. And it's still in play.
The Mighty Mommas player should have kept going for it. So, still in play. A little bit of time. You see a little
That was a
tired
good
legs.
effort. That was a good effort from that
Keeping it in.
with children player to keep it in.
Puts it
Ooh.
out to the right. It was just...
No foul, just a collision.
Yep. We do seem to have an injured player, so it might be... oh, there. That is a goal.
And we are now at 5-0.
So we have a player just this side of the centre circle who has an injury from that collision that took place as the Muddy Mamas were, as the Marriage's children were going forward. Looks like we're taking time out as a result, and we'll take a short break and then come back and let you know where it's going.
You okay, Tanya? Tanya, you okay? Let me test. I knew it was a T.
So it's David and Hayden for adult women's soccer at Spanish Fork. Thought we had a timeout there, but oh, we have a swap on the centre
Possession.
circle. Yep.
The
Looked
rule
like
is
the
the rule is that you've got to just take
Pass
one
it.
touch. You got to
Yep.
pass it to someone. She took a couple too many touches.
Yep. So it looked like we had with the injured player from just before the kickoff that we had a timeout, but apparently it was just substitution. So it's Married with Children 5, Muddy Mamas 0, and it's not really been as one-sided as the score suggests. There's some
No,
good
there's
play
been-
from the Muddy Mamas.
There's been some great opportunities that just the finishing touch just hasn't been there today, and
Well, that's a good point. If we were... Oh, that was very lucky to come off the post
And
like
this-
that.
the
Wait a
defender did very well to be back there to make sure that to clear that out of there for a quick second.
They got another chance, and that one's in.
And we are now at 6-0, but that all started from a little bit of a spill from the goalkeeper, just not being able to control
Take
that
control. Yeah.
easy
Well,
save, and it's all right, but
Marriages Children 6, Muddy Mamas 0 here at Spanish Fork, and referee looks to his watch. We may not have much time left for it to change.
hopefully we do not have very much time left because we don't want this to get any worse than it really is. Although we would like to see
Oh,
a
look at
goal
this.
right here.
Best chance for Muddy Mamas of the game.
And nice.
Shot straight at the keeper. Oh, and it drops in. Yes.
It drops in the goal, and now it's
6-1.
6-1. It looks like that might have been a
Mishandling by the goalkeeper.
yeah. It looks like it might have been more of a sportsmanship thing there to kind of
Oh, I see.
let one in. It looked like she kind of let that one in. So
Then
that's
we-
a very
We salute the Muddy Mamas
Yeah.
goalkeeper then in that case. Sorry, the Marriages Children goalkeeper in that case. So the score stands at the end of the game. Don't know what the referee was blowing the whistle for there. Was it the end of the game?
I think he was calling the end of the game. I heard 3 whistles, but
That's
if it,
what I
as it
thought.
stands, it's 6-1.
Well, in that case, what we had was Marriages Children versus Muddy Mamas, and one of these teams was always going to go away with an improvement in their position versus the other. They're both, before today, on the same position on 0 wins. Now we have Marriages Children on 1 win, which means that as they go into the end of season contest, it's feasible for Marriage with Children to even step up another place.
And it would have been interesting to see what this game could have been like if Muddy Mommas did have that extra player to help them out a little bit.
And that's all
Maybe
that-
to keep
that was
it
the only
6-6.
difference, really.
I really think that was the only difference, and it ended up being a very big difference, as you could see. And as we could see from the game before, even that one player difference
Makes a big
does
difference.
make a huge difference. And I was,
The Muddy Mamas had no trouble getting the ball 6 or more times in front of the goalkeeper. They had no trouble getting into the attacking position. They just had very few options once they were there.
once they got the ball there, they either couldn't finish the shot, or they didn't have any other players to be able to be in the middle of the box. They ran out of players, it looked like.
Well, credit to the Married with Children goalkeeper for accidentally mishandling the ball, and consolation goal for the Muddy Mamas. It's David Mayer and Hayden Nielsen here for Spanish Fork 17 at the end of the 10 a.m. game on Saturday, June 6th in the adult women's spring soccer for Spanish Fork City. And there's another regular league game next week, and then they go into the contest part of it. Crazy Cleats earlier were the ones we expected to run away with it, and they couldn't do it, so it looks like there's still a very open contest here at Spanish Fork Adult Women's Soccer.
And come out and watch next Saturday. The competition starts at 8 a.m. I believe.
That's correct.
Come out and watch some fun played soccer.
There's a
It
good
is-
chance for us to completely change position between now and the start of the contest. So, thanks for watching. This is Spanish Fork 17.